Alright, so we've got the 05 750 Nevada again. This time I'm going to go ahead and start it. It's kind of explaining a few things. For instance, this bike here, the 05, in fact has electronic fuel injection. I would prefer carburetors, and since I'm familiar with them and could actually rebuild carburetors. I don't know anything about the throttle bodies, EFI system that they have here, but seems to work good. My valve covers, I'm going to end up either chrome plating them or simply painting them black. Not quite sure, haven't made up my mind yet. But there's my starter right there. Easy to get to. There's your dipstick for your oil. Obviously there's your part of your swing arm right there. See how the frame goes and attaches directly to the engine? So I like that. I still have a sort of a subframe, and then the top part connects here, actually behind this side cover, goes up underneath the tank and up and away you go. It cuts down on the weight. This bike here actually weighs 387 pounds dry, which is super light. And I put this is actually a Harley Davidson tire on here, but there's your swing arm right there. You can see the swing arm with the drive shaft, pretty much maintenance free. And if you look right there is the oil pan. You could literally take that oil pan off and replace your rod bearings while it's still on the frame, so you don't have to disassemble your engine pretty much to rebuild the motor. You could do this while it's still in the frame. And I watched a YouTube video of a guy. He took this cylinder all the way down, the jug all the way down to the piston, and put it all back together with, I think, 3 tools, Allen wrench, and screwdriver, I believe, or putty knife. And he took it all the way down to the base down here and put it all back together in 26 minutes. I was amazed. He was sitting in his driveway and tore it down and put it back together in 26 minutes. You can look it up on YouTube also. I adjusted my rear shocks. They were kind of soft and mushy, but there's your rear, the reserve for your rear brake line right there. Easy to get to, just lift the seat off and there it is. And of course the front brake cylinder reservoirs right here. So everything's easy to get to. I really do like that. The whole motor is easy to get to. Generator, everything here. I just got an owner's manual. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my timing, my valves here in the next few days, because this one's a little bit on the noisy side. Of course, it's got over 10,000 miles, which is way past its time to adjust the valves. I should have done that a long time ago, but I just got my owner's manual, so now I'll be able to get that taken care of. But anyways, let's go ahead and start this thing. My favorite bike ever. So we're going to turn the key on, pull the choke lever, push the starter button right here. Let's do it. Right up. Let it warm up here for a second. Yeah, buddy. Now when it's on this higher RPM, which is not quite 2,000 RPM yet, it's shaking a little bit. You can see it moving. That's not me, that's the bike. That is the bike. And when I put the RPMs down by setting the clutch for the choke back down, you'll get to see, you can let those mirrors shake. I don't know if you can really tell on this camera that it's moving on its own. Lets me know this thing's alive, right? It's like the heart pumping. It's alive. Maybe you can see my helmet But anyways, I know this bad boy's running when it's running. What's a great bike, man? My favorite bike ever. Give it a little gas here. Wait. Is it like a 4-cylinder? No. But pretty bad for a little 2-cylinder right there. Easy to work on. I only got 2 cylinders to worry about. Air cooled. Don't have to worry about no water pump, no cooling fan, no nothing. You know, if you got a water cooled engine, anything goes wrong with that water cool system, you're stuck. And you're stuck right there wherever you happen to be. If this one ever overheated, which I can't imagine how it could, as long as you keep fresh oil in there and keep your oil level correct, I can't imagine it would ever overheat. But I could, in fact, put an oil cooler on there if I decided to do so. So if I live in Florida or in the desert, someplace that's extremely hot, I'd probably put me an oil cooler on here. But I've never had a problem with it, and I'm in southeastern United States. I've never had a problem with this thing overheating. So if you notice, the cylinders are right out in the air. I mean, they're not too close together. I've had several, I still own a Harley, and the cylinders are so close together that the front cylinder transfers heat to the back cylinder. Well, that's when they're side by side. Like I said, kind of like an air-cooled airplane engine. That's the way they design it. In fact, the engineers that designed this engine at Moto Guzzi were airplane engineers, so they're the ones that designed this style engine right here, and they did a great job, man. It's a well thought out design here. Looks like the right cylinder is a little forward of the left cylinder. If you can see that, I can't tell if you can tell. Well, you can't tell it, but anyways, the left cylinder or the right cylinder is a little ahead of the left side, so for your crank, so that way both of your pistons are setting like that. Alright, so I think that's your generator right there. I put my horns right here on the sides. They were mounted right here where my locks are. I moved them over here. And then the starters on the other side. Like I say, look at the frame cradles the engine. You can take those 2 bolts out. You know, very little disassembly, and I could drop that whole engine right there in the subframe. So it's a great design, great design. Everything is dependable. Drive shaft, don't have to worry about adjusting the chain. Obviously, if it ever did break, I could get it welded. And but anyways, built like a tank. Kind of reminds me of a John Deere tractor. So go out there if you can find a Moto Guzzi dealer, test drive one, and I think you'd like it. You know, I've tried a lot of different motorcycles, and my favorite is 2 cylinders and air cooled, and this has got everything I've ever wanted to have in a bike. So anyways, appreciate you guys checking out this video. Take care.